he'll be in Phoenix. And so left side, Bryan Gottlieb with Dredge. Right side, Adam Kai with Maverick. So this is always, I think, a hard game one for Maverick. You know, they have a few things. He has 2 scavenging uses, which obviously help out tremendously.
Yeah.
He can load the board up. If he gets an Elishnorn in play, he's in awesome shape. The only thing that Bryan can do at that point is get an Angel of Despair and kill him. He has Flair of the Hatebound, and I'm not quite sure how that reads. Do you remember?
I'm going to look that up.
So I think that might also theoretically deal with Angel. We'll look that up.
Yep.
Or deal with the Elishnorn. But, you know, getting Elishnorn's hard. Though he does have Loyal Retainers, one of those, so he can do that fun combo where you discard, like, say, an Elishnorn, go get Loyal Retainers, play Loyal Retainers, sack it, return, put Elishnorn into play, and boom, big creature.
All right, so Flayer of the Hatebound, for those of you who don't remember all the way back to Dark Ascension, is a 4/2 for a red and 5, creature devil, undying. Whenever Flayer of the Hatebound or another creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. So it's a very Pandemonium-esque kind of ability, but it's when the creatures come out of the graveyard. So Flayer of the Hatebound comes out of the graveyard as a 5/3 after undying.
Right, and he has Ichorids that come out. The tokens from Bridge from Below, while they may look like they come from the graveyard, they're not actually from the graveyard.
They're coming from the library, right? It's like they're milled.
Not Narcomoeba.
Not Narcomoeba?
I'm talking about the tokens from Bridge from Below.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, you did say Bridge from Below.
They're actually generated out of nowhere, not out of the graveyard. So those will not actually trigger it. That would be way too good.
They're from below, I guess.
Right, they're from below. Adam Kai on the play. Very good that he's on the play for him. Gives him a much better shot. He has a turn 1 Savannah, though he probably would like to turn 1 play. This Dredge deck probably it's either gonna Careful or it's gonna have Faithless Looting here, I imagine. He's deciding, Putrid Imp, another good turn 1 play. That lets you discard whatever you want. That's gonna, I imagine he has, I see at least a Grave Troll in his hand, so that's at least 6 cards you can dredge. Adam Kai draws for his turn. A couple things he could get here that he would like. He wouldn't mind a Scavenging Ooze on 2. There's always a question then if it's going to be fast enough, but it's usually fairly quick. And there it is. A Scavenging Ooze, and it appears to be a Japanese Scavenging Ooze.
Nice.
A lot harder to find than English Scavenging Oozes. Adam Kai put some thought into his deck, put some thought into the cards he wanted to get for this deck. And Grave Troll goes in a turn. Into the graveyard.
Into the graveyard, discarded, yep.
Gets dredged.
So we have City of Brass, Cabal Therapy, Golgari Thug, Ichorid, Lion's Eye Diamond, Ichorid.
2 Ichorids is pretty good. No other dredgers there. Well, sorry, he does have one other dredger. It's a dredge 4.
The Thug.
None of the big guys, though. He has a Grave Troll in his hand, so you can discard that. If he has a Careful Study or something here, he's going to get a lot of value out of it. A Putrid Imp, so that's up to 11 with a Careful Study.
And these cards being discarded from his hand here.
Right. A lot of times you see Dredge, and they, of course, put their graveyard just right in the center.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Cephalid Coliseum.
Has Threshold.
He's going to sack that.
Yep.
We actually might see a kill this turn.
Yeah, this Dredge can do it.
Could just be a kill screen.
Just go ahead and check. Yeah, there's 7.
Yep.
And all right, he's gonna dredge on the first card. Here's Golgari, Grave Troll.
And it's a Faithless Looting. Guess what?
Angel of Despair.
Works real well with Lion's Eye Diamond.
Cabal Therapy, Careful Study, another Grave Troll, Golgari Thug.
And here's our second of the 3. 1, 2, 3 Narcomoeba, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and you see Breakthrough, Dread Return, Gemstone Mine, and next to that is an Narcomoeba.
And then he has one more.
And is that Flayer the Hatebound, I believe, went into the graveyard?
I thought that you're saying.
Oh, it might have been Faithless. Okay, Lion's Eye Diamond.
So he's now able to flash back the Dread Return, but I don't think he's quite done because I didn't see any Bridge from Belows.
I did not see Bridge from Below.
But luckily for Bryan Gottlieb, he has another thing he can do. He can sack the Lions of Diamond, flashback Faithless Looting. Let's see, he has.
Okay, that is a Flayer of the Hatebound, by the way.
Flayer of the Hatebound. He can flash that back, which will fill his graveyard up even more.
That appears to be what's happening here.
2,
There's Bridge, there's Bridge.
3,
Cephalid Coliseum.
4, 5, 6. Yet another Narcomoeba. And I think 5 more he has left. Or must have another 6.
Third Bridge, 4th Narcomoeba.
All right, so Adam Kai is not long for this world. He doesn't have a whole lot to do against a dredge, just an amazing dredge like this. Bryan Gottlieb's going to have 4 creatures in play. He has a Dread Return and I believe a Cobalt Therapy. So with 2 bridges, 3 bridges, you know, alone he's making just so many creatures. So that's 3, so it's 9 tokens off of the Dread Return and another 3 off of the Cabal Therapy, so that's 12 tokens right there. He looks like he's going to Cabal Therapy first. Now, did he not put those other Narcomoebas into play?
It doesn't appear that he did. That's what's strange. I was kind of waiting for him to do that. I thought he was...
I believe that is a May. I think that he may not have actually put those in play. We may have to find from the judge exactly. Make sure we're not in some phase that. Yeah, there he goes. He just concedes. So Bryan Gottlieb, first game.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
On turn 2.
Turn 2. That is what LED does for dredge. It lets you get draws like that. Adam Kai had a
pretty nice card.
Not the best draw he could have gotten. I mean,
Scavenging Ooze is not a bad card against dredge.
It's not a bad card. I mean, the only thing he could have done better is getting a Gaddock Teak onto. That lets him stop Dread Return from coming back. It doesn't mean that he can't. Bryan Gottlieb can't just make a million tokens, but at least he can't get Dread Returned. I believe there. I think he only flipped over 1 Cabal Therapy.
I thought you mean just now?
Yeah.
I think there were 2.
2 Cabal Therapy, so that's 6 tokens, which is a pretty good spot to be in. But he couldn't actually Dread Return as long as Gaddock Teak was in play. But
there was not a Gaddock Teak in play.
Other than that, I mean that's the only better turn 2 play he could have had. The only other thing he could have done is. If he played a bird or something on turn, or a noble on turn 1, played a turn 2, Scavenging Ooze with 1 mana up, he could have dealt with 1 Grave Troll, but I think Bryan had more than enough.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable there. So hopefully Adam knows what Bryan is on.
I think he's figured it out. I think he has figured it out. I think he knows what he's boarding in. I mean, he's got Surgicals, he's got a Bajuka Bog.
He's also got Flusterstorm, which can matter here because Dredge does not play a lot of lands, does not have access to very much mana.
He's probably not going to bring that in.
You don't think?
No, because the thing is that even if you Flusterstorm like their Dread Return, you still have to deal with all the tokens that Bridge from Below's create.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
Unless you can surgically extract the Bridge from Below's in response, and by that point, I mean. I think the Surgical's probably enough. Like, he could bring in Gut Shot. One cool trick you can do is you can play you play out your Mother of Runes, you play your Noble Hierarch. They go off, and, when they put all these triggers in the stack and Bridge from Below, you just Gut Shot your own creature. It goes to the graveyard, bridges go away. So, but I imagine he's going to bring in quite a few cards here.
He's got a Bajuka Bog, and that's huge, obviously, and intended specifically for this match.
It is. It's very good. Ether Circle Canonist, not horrible against it. I mean, it keeps him going off on turn 2 if you have it as a turn 2 play, but probably just not quite enough. In terms of taking stuff out, Aven Mind Sensor is essentially useless against Bryan. It's still a 2/1 body, but you don't really need that. Kasali Pride Mage, another creature that's not incredibly good against him.
Scrib Ranger.
Yeah, Scrib Ranger, not great. He's got a few creatures he can take out. You know, he's gonna Thalia is good in this matchup. Dredge is very land light, so you know you can slow it down with that. You've got a lot of cards to slow it down, and then you just have to rely on Surgical Extraction to sort of do the rest of the work. You know, this is one of those matches where you kind of wish you had full Graveyard Hate, but you know, Adam Kai doesn't, and that's just how it is. He's you know, he can surgically extract something like a Narcomoeba when that's on the stack to get rid of all those. Well, when it gets it over in response to it, he can surgically extract. You know, the bridges is always very good, but
I imagine that's probably target number one.
That is probably target number one, and he's got, you know, just mulligan aggressively. This is not the world's worst match for Maverick. He just really needs to.
He needs to see his sideboard cards. That's really what it comes down to.
It's like any, you know, we were actually discussing this yesterday. You know, when you have tournaments, for instance, that are best 3 to 5, like a Pro Tour is.
Yeah.
Prototype 8, Dredge is a much less attractive deck.
Right.
Because it tends to be very positive game 1 and then somewhat negative game 2. You know, it depends on the list, depends on what people are playing. Like when Adam Prozac played it in Cincinnati, he had no way to deal with Graveyard Hate because he figured no one's really playing it right now, and I'm just gonna win every single game 1 and hope they don't draw for game 2, and obviously
it worked. Yeah.
But you know, Adam is on a different plan. You know, Adam has Graveyard Hate, so Bryan, he's got to deal with it. He has Chain of Vapors. He's got a few different cards in his sideboard, like Firestorm, to help out in matches like this, where he can deal with Adam Kai having a few creatures in play. But yeah, we're gonna see a little. It should be a fairly quick match, but it's going to be very tense. As Bryan Gottlieb trying to play around the hate that he knows Adam Kai brought in, but generally you don't know what hate. Does he have Tormod's Crypts? Does he have Relics? Does he have Surgicals? That's the decision Bryan Gottlieb has to make. And when he looks at his opening hand, you know, generally you can play around some of the hate. You just got to make sure you're playing around the right ones of it.
Yeah, Bryan had a very good start last game. I mean, clearly winning on turn 2, or getting a concession on turn 2, is you know, it's kind of an understatement, but you know, he saw pretty much everything he needed to. Golgari Grave Troll, the Imp to get rid of it. You know, the Dredge, he got the Cephalid Coliseum on turn 2. He was very well set up. Not always gonna play out like that. So Adam starts game 2 with a Noble Hierarch.
And the rest of his hand, he's got a Mother of Runes, I see. Got a Wasteland. Turn 1, City Brass, Bryan to 19.
And
Firestorm takes out the Noble. He's gonna probably choose at least. Oh, just chooses the one card.
He just discards one card to deal 1 damage to one target.
Yep. Funny story. The previous I was at, the judges didn't rule that correctly and let it kill people on turn 1. That was awkward.
Yeah, that does sound a little awkward.
I didn't know. Yeah, it must not have thought that through very well. But Adam Kai's turn 2, plays a Wasteland. You know, sometimes you just blow up their land here. I mean, Dredge is an incredibly land-light deck.
Yeah, for sure.
13 lands in this deck.
13 lands.
You can sometimes just blow them up, blow it up, and it just works. Now, I think he might have a Thalia.
There he goes.
Oh,
okay.
There he goes. Kills it. I think he has a Thalia in his hand too.
And he's added a second Noble Hierarch to the board to replace the first. Bryan now likely going to Dredge back. Yep, here we go. So
must mean he has a land.
Coliseum, Gemstone Mine, Dread Return, Elish Norn, City of Brass, Coliseum.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands there. I mean, it's a pretty bad Dredge for Bryan to begin with. He flips over 5 lands. He doesn't have a land, and Adam's going to play a Thalia.
Yeah, this is going to be rough.
This is...
He didn't hit any other dredgers.
No, he didn't hit any
Nothing,
dredgers.
no way.
He was on the, I don't need lands, I have dredgers. And guess what?
Did not see
Thalia means you need lands, so now he's got to draw a land. Oh, wow, this is rough for him.
Draw for the turn. Yeah.
He's going to be drawing discarding pretty soon.
Now I don't know. Were you were over there? Mike Flores was talking about how he played Dredge earlier in the tournament, and his opponent dredged 22 cards. Was it turn 1?
22 cards turn 1 and
1.
didn't get a single sack outlet.
Yeah.
Single flashback card.
Yeah. No flashback card. Just
hit the bridges, hit the Narcomoeba.
He had no way to sacrifice
nothing
anything.
Nothing to do with it all. It still had to sort of sit there for a turn and.
And then Mike killed him with his combo, which was
right.
Cephalid Breakfast. So. And that is a Tarnished Citadel.
That is an interesting land. It's like City of Brass, but much, much, much worse in this deck. Sometimes you just need another land that taps
Adam
color.
says, I want to get this exactly how this
the
works.
versions that play Bloodghast are playing Undiscovered Paradise. The Tarnished Citadel taps for 1 colorless or pay 3 life, tap to add 1 of any.
It actually deals 3 damage to you. Just,
3 damage.
Loss of life damage.
In case you have a COP lands in play.
You can actually use it,
Yes.
So Dredge players, think about that. If you're playing Tarnished Citadel.
Yep. Adam Kai goes to cast Green Sun Zenith. He only paid 1 mana for it, and I think that they're discussing whether or not he could pay the second. He's casting for 0.
Yeah, Adam forgetting about his own Thalia, talking to the judge here.
Right. And so he might get a warning for that. Also, keep in mind, Adam Kai is playing a blue version of Maverick. Well, it's really just blue in the sideboard, I believe. But it looks like he brought in his Spell Pierces in an attempt to, keep Bryan Gottlieb from,
really resolving anything. Yeah.
Resolving a Dread Return.
Also good against Breakthrough, Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah, all those cards. It's very good against his deck. He doesn't really have a lot of mana to pay for things. Thalia attacks.
So it looks like they somehow backed up here. I don't think...
Maybe he was trying to do it for 1, and they backed him up to see that's not 1, that's 0.
Right.
You gotta pay 1 for your Thalia.
So Thalia into the red zone for 2. And Bryan says draw, go. Nothing to do.
Misty Rainforest for Adam.
Adam has a window here. He's going to have to really take advantage of it. I said for 2, I meant for 3, because Noble Hierarch gave it a +1.
Right.
Exalted Trigger. So here's another 3.
Another 3. It looks like he didn't Green Sun Zenith there because he wants to. He probably wants to Green Sun Zenith for 0.
Mm-hmm.
But he also doesn't want to not have Spell Pierce backup. And Bryan Gottlieb, Drago, discard Grave Troll. I got a Dredger.
Yeah. And that's about it. The only thing he could do. He had to just draw until he had 8 cards and discard. He had no other way to...
Adam Kai, not yet cracking that. He wants to draw more lands. He's okay attacking for 3, but he wants to attack for a little bit more.
And there's 3. Bryan now to 12. And Adam passes back. So here we go.
Dredge
again.
What can I get in this 6?
Another Dredger.
Another Dredger. A Bridge from Below.
Golgari Thug. 2 discard outlets. So a Bridge and 3 Dredgers.
Yep. And 2 Future Nymphs.
Yeah.
So that was, as far as dredges go, I've seen better dredges, but that one was pretty good. He still needs Narcomoebas, but he has all the stuff he needs to dredge. He got his Grave Troll.
So he discards that Grave Troll yet again.
And Adam Kai can once again attack. It's
Maze of Ith. Judge promo Maze of Ith.
Can attack for 3 once again.
Thalia in.
Bryan to 7.
Yeah, that Tarnished Citadel's a little scary now. It's not as scary as it would be if that was the only way you could add mana.
Yeah. I mean, he still had 1 colorless, so he still theoretically flash stuff back, but he just can't cast anything with it.
All right, so here's another
Angel
Dredge.
Despair, Narcomoeba, Faithless Looting, Lion's Eye Diamond,
another
Grave
Troll.
So Narcomoeba is going to come into play. If that blocks, it will only make 1 token. Again, he has only hit one bridge from below so far. Another turn where Bryan really is probably just going to say,
yeah, discard go. Yeah, I think, I mean, he's got no way to sacrifice it as far as we know.
Yeah.
And, discards a bridge.
Discards a bridge. That's a good one to discard.
Very nice, yeah. So he's got 2 bridges. That'll make 2 tokens.
Attacking getting less and less attractive for Bryan. Or for
Adam? Yeah. Well, in this case, I think we're going to see Narcomoeba block 2 tokens. Oh, wait a second. What's happening?
Could block and make 2 tokens. Ooh, Swords of Plowshares.
Wow.
That will take out a Narcomoeba.
Yeah, it will.
If he wants to pay 2 mana. Problem there, of course, pays 2 mana, he can't Spell Pierce. That is
Mazavith does not add mana.
1 more mana, Adam Kai. You gotta pay 2.
Wait, he's got Noble Hierarch.
But he has to pay the mana. He does have to.
Oh, and then he can't spell. I'm sorry, the Spell Pierce also costs 2.
Right, and that's the problem. He's trying to hold back Spell Pierce, and he's forgetting that he has Thalia in play.
Mm-hmm. And so am I.
So the judge is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 mana, Adam. 2 mana. Right. Thalia, Pro Blue, attack for 3.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
mean, Bryan doesn't have a whole lot of ways to actually interact with Thalia. He just, Adam just needs him to not just start making zombies and get more and more turns. And passes the turn.
Yeah. So, I like that. I mean, it makes sense there because Narcomoeba could not block there.
Right.
All right, but now we have Dread.
Breakthrough.
Flayer the Hatebound.
Flayer the Hatebound, yeah. Flayer the Hatebound, probably not so good against Swords of Plowshares.
No.
It does do some damage when it comes into play. But it doesn't do what you really want it to do. Yep, and in turn discards a
Cabal Therapy. All right,
next
Adam.
we can use that to make some tokens. Now, Adam, I think I think he needs to source this guy right here. He's obviously thinking about it.
And there he goes. Okay.
There he goes. Swords it. Gain life, go up to 5. Still 2 attacks.
Yeah, didn't change the clock. Still going to take him 2 swings, unless he can somehow add 2 more Hierarchs to the board.
Right.
You know, or other exalted creatures.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Untaps. Draws. I believe Bryan did go up to 5. He's only at 4.
Yeah. Has a land here.
Yeah.
All right, so he can potentially Green Sun Zenith here. He's got access to just 4 mana here.
Right.
Green Sun will cost 1 extra.
He can Green Sun for 2 to get a for 2
Hierarch?
mana. Well, no, but for 2 mana.
Pay 2 mana. Okay.
To go get a
Dryad Arbor.
A Dryad Arbor, if you'd like. That's what the most he really should be doing here. You know, he's gone this far with Spell Pierce, defending everything. He might as well go that much further. 1, 2, looking for a Narcomoeba. 3, 4, 5, 6. The earth shakes,
yeah,
but it does not reveal a Narcomoeba. So that is going to be it for Bryan.
Yeah, discard Grave Troll,
All that's left
go.
is for Adam to attack.
All right, Adam draws his card for the turn, declares an attack. And there we go. Going into game 3 here in round 9 of the Legacy Open here in Baltimore.
Winning in for both players. Adam Kai needs to be feeling, he's got to feel good about that game.
Yeah.
He's probably kicking himself that he missed Thalia a few times.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of forgot about it. You know, what, 3 times? 2 times?
two times at least.
He's going, okay, tighten up, Adam.
Yeah.
He's telling himself he's all right, tighten up. Don't do that again.
It's in my deck. I need to pay attention to my cards.
But Adam is a great player. It's been a long weekend. I believe he played in the Invitational. I imagine he was qualified, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you on that.
With how well he did last year, I imagine he is qualified. So it's 3 days of Magic, a lot of rounds. Sometimes you get late in the day and things start getting a little bit loopy.
Certainly true.
Not that we would ever get loopy or anything.
No.
We would never miss things late in the day or anything
Nope.
like that. We're superhuman.
Yes, absolutely.
We're actually hooked up to intravenous drips of 5-hour energy.
Right. It's kind of like the Matrix. They just have us plugged into the back of our spines.
Right. Right.
Don't tell the viewers that.
Oh, sorry. We're being told to.
We're not supposed to tell the viewers
That was a joke.
At least they tell us.
I was only kidding.
At least they tell us it's 5 hours energy. It could just be like sugar water, and we wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's a placebo kind of thing. It's really just Tic Tacs.
Just Tic Tac. They're just feeding us Tic Tacs intravenously. This sounds like a horrible idea.
I didn't mean the intravenous part. I meant like, here, take these pills.
We would die so quickly. You're just like, why do the patients keep dying? Sir, we're putting Tic Tacs straight in their bloodstream. Keep trying it. Keep trying it. It's gonna work. We're gonna find a patient who's immune. That is a bad mad scientist.
Not at all loopy. Not us.
So game 3, of course, Bryan on the play.
Yeah, and that could be bad. I mean, this is the first game Bryan's going to be on the play,
right.
And he could just win.
Adam has on the draw. Adam has so many better options. Like playing a turn 2 Thalia, playing a turn 2. Turn 2 Thalia is wonderful. Turn 2, turn 1, mana guy into a turn 2. Into a turn 1 scavenging ooze is great. Turn 2 Galactic is pretty good. If you board it in gut shots, you could play, a turn 1. I would board in gut shots.
Yeah, I like your plan there. Just to neutralize the bridges.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Use on my own guys to neutralize bridges. I mean, it's not like I'm cared about the card advantage. I mean, I'm gonna lose 2 life. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me. I lost 2 life. I lost a card. I spent 2 cards and 2 of my life to deal with 4 of yours. But they're 4 of the cards that matter in your deck.
Right.
And he needs some of that. He needs to be able to do something on turn 1 because this deck can kill him on turn 2. We saw it the first game. I am not going to ride the future of this tournament on a bad hand. I know he's got a mulligan aggressively. He needs a surgical. He needs some way to hate out Bryan. He just doesn't have another option.
Yeah, we saw Adam in that game just from his kind of body language. He was playing very slowly and deliberately. I don't mean slowly like in a bad way. I just mean just very deliberate with his actions. Thinking, what am I doing here? Okay, I'm going to attack.
Right.
There was no willy-nilly swing. I mean, he even with that kind of thinking, he accidentally forgot about his own Thalia a couple times. But
right.
And I think that may have contributed to that sort of kind of deliberate thinking. Like, wait a second, I got to slow down in my brain. I have Thalia in play. I cannot Green Sun Zenith. In the same way as I'm used to.
I do that all the time. I get a little bit ahead of myself. I'm just like, I'm doing stuff, and I'm just like doing something. I'm like, I was supposed to do that next turn.
Yeah.
Ah, boy.
I know that when those real complicated board states happen, and you're like, so I'm going to do this, and then you're just like, all right, I do this. All right, go. Oh, crap, I forgot to play a land. Now I'm off of the mana. Like, I did all these things. I forgot to make my land drop.
And these sleeves that Bryan has, I love these. These are the Starseed Squirrel sleeves. These got a lot of attention when they first came out, and they're phenomenal. Though when I first saw them, I saw them like from this angle. Mm-hmm. I actually thought it was like a little guy with a graveyard behind him. And I was like, woo!
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you mean, yeah.
And I was like, those are awesome dredge sleeves. I was like, oh wait, those are the squirrel sleeves. Still awesome sleeves.
Yeah.
But it's not like customized.
To the deck, yeah.
Yeah. Which, if I was a real, legs guy, I didn't care about. I would get dredge sleeves and I would play them in my my Stoneblade deck.
Yeah.
I would get these sleeves that look like Maverick, and I'd turn 1, Lion's Eye Diamond, land, Faithless Looting, discard. Ha-ha!
I mean, you can kind of do that where you're like, you get the colored mana sleeves. You're like, I have the red mana symbol sleeves, and you're just playing blue, mono blue control.
Yeah. That would be great.
You have like a playmat that's got like Koth on it, or with a Kargan Dragonlord playmat, red mana sleeves, everything's red, and you're just like,
all the time. They have like this big, people have this big bag of dice, or they have like all these like mirror tokens or something. Or they used to have like all these like tokens, and You're like, oh, they're playing the token deck. They're like, nope, playing something else. I'm just psyching you out, bro. I love it. So Bryan Gottlieb, looking at his hand, trying to make a decision. He's good. He says yes.
All right, so
Adam Kai says, okay, yeah, do what you got to do.
Now, if Bryan mulliganed into a turn
kill me on turn
win,
one.
yeah, do what you got to do. Accept that. All right, Faithless Looting.
Because you can't kill him on turn 1.
Yes, you can. So Faithless Looting for Bryan. Draw 2. And discard 2. What is he going to discard?
I bet you one of them's a dredger.
I would hope so. Bryan did keep this hand, right? He didn't let Adam look at it and him decide, right?
Right.
Here,
right.
you look. You tell me if I should keep. No, keep mulliganing.
Opens up 7 lands. Interesting.
Yeah. Why did you tell me I could keep this? I trusted you.
I trusted you, man. You betrayed me.
Wouldn't that be an interesting twist? So what we're gonna do is we decide whether our opponent's mulligan.
And
we see Thug and is that
that's a Grave Troll.
Grave Troll behind
That
it?
is a Grave Troll.
So 2 dredgers.
2 dredgers.
And Adam gets to take his turn here. So Bryan fails to defeat Adam on the first turn. It's got to be
A
disappointing.
real tragedy for him.
Yeah.
So turn 1, he plays a Tropical Island. He imagines a Spell Pierce, or no, it looks like
There's
there's
a
a Flusterstorm,
Flusterstorm,
actually.
yeah.
He did bring in Flusterstorm. And Surgical Extraction on
the
Grave Troll.
Yeah. That
Was it the Grave Troll?
I believe it's a Grave Troll. I think he tapped in between there.
He did.
And we see Narcomoeba, Angel of Despair, Cabal Therapy, and Cephalid Coliseum there.
And again, this is the ruling that I talked about earlier. You got to take it out of the graveyard. So let's see if he remembers, and if he doesn't, what the judge ruling is. This could be fun. Grave Troll. Grave Troll. And Grave Troll.
All right, so he's found 3.
That's all the Grave Trolls.
The three bridges right next to each. They were going to dredge all together.
That would have been a crazy turn.
That would have been, and they're not far from the top of the deck.
Yeah, no, they were not.
He would have been dredging 3 bridges in. Yeah, that's nuts. But not happening. Not as likely to happen.
Nope.
Now that they're going to have to shuffle this. Adam taking a look through the deck. Now, I mean, you mentioned the thing about Moto, and
yeah, Moto makes you click on the card. I've heard people on both sides of the thing where you have to physically remove the other troll, otherwise it stays. And I've heard he does do it.
That's good.
And I've heard judges who say, if you don't take it out, then you chose not to. And I've heard judges say the intent was there. But it all comes down to what the 4 judge rules, what the head judge rules. So luckily, I should say luckily, it didn't come up. A little bit interesting to see a good judge call. You don't see those every day. But he dredges 4. Bridge. City. Firestorm. Icarid.
Okay, not a bad dredge.
Not a bad dredge.
Not the greatest, but
no. He did worse. He does need to get more dredgers in his graveyard, obviously. Yeah. So hopefully for Bryan, he has something to do there.
And the fact that he mulled to 6 on the play makes it a little more difficult for him to do. Takes it a little bit longer for him to do the old, get up to 8 cards and discard.
Right, Cabal Therapy, targeting himself.
Yes, I'm targeting me. Name Golgari Grave Troll. I'm sorry, Golgari Thug. If he names Grave Troll, Bryan's in trouble.
Bryan is in real trouble. I didn't see if you looked through Bryan's. Did you look through Bryan? Oh, you did see Bryan's hand when he did it.
We've got Adam
Flusterstorm.
and a Flusterstorm for 2.
No, you are not dredging next turn. Next turn, you're going to be unhappy and you have to take whatever you draw. You better hope it's one of your, careful study effects. But that Gemstone Mine is down to 1 counter.
Yeah, I think
so
that
whatever he does next to get more creatures back in the graveyard, it will not be with any lands.
All right,
2 mana. Tapping out. Is it a Thalia? Is it a Galactic? It is a Thalia.
Thalia, and
so things are getting rough for Bryan here.
yeah, comes down with a Caracas, so Caracas can, potentially bounce the Thalia if that needs to ever happen. Not that it necessarily would, but
true.
It can interact, and I thought I'd mention it.
But he needs now. It's just, you don't like being dredged and being like, I have to draw cards like a normal person.
Yeah, that's beneath me.
It's beneath me. I want to go to the back door and just put 6 in my graveyard. Like I got this secret entrance I know about, the VIP club. I just show them my grave troll and they let me in. Flip over 6. People who draw 1 are lame.
I like the fact that we saw in game 1 where the Thalia made Adam's Spell Piercers cost 2. Adam wisely decides, I'm going to Flusterstorm your Cabal Therapy when it only costs me 1 mana here.
Yeah.
And I think that was a great thing to actually decide to Flusterstorm. And now he casts Thalia, and sure, now his Spell Piercers cost 2, but he was able to use 1 early.
Oh wow! So he's this is risky play for Bryan. He is tapping Gemstone Mine, which will put it in the graveyard. Oh, maybe he's not.
Yeah, I think he's trying to figure this out here.
He was looking at it. He was gonna tap the Gemstone
float a
Mine,
man up,
which will let it die. Come to 7 for Threshold. Use that to set the Coliseum. Draw 3, discard 3. The problem is he has no dredgers, so he's just going to discard dredgers. That's the only thing it'll let him do. And then he has no lands in play, and he has to draw more lands before he can actually cast any of his spells. Now, with the Bridge from Below, the Icarid will be able to come into play. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a black creature removed just yet, but the Icarid will be able to come into play, attack. Adam can block all he wants to. Bryan's still going to get a token, and if he keeps doing that, if he gets more bridges, he's going to get more tokens. He's going to get more tokens. So Thalia alone is not gonna, win this. Oh, he's thinking about it. He doesn't like it.
Yeah, he's
like
very hesitant.
He's like, this play is so bad for me. He's
doing it.
He's like,
draw 3.
Favor fortune. Fortune favors the bold. So
yeah.
Bryan Gottlieb
draws 3, discard 3 cards. We're gonna see Golgari Thug, and what else?
What else? Is there another dredger? Is there another bridge?
There's
Angel of Despair and
Thug
2
Thug.
thugs. The worst of his dredgers, but a dredger nonetheless.
All right, says go. Does not play a land. Does not have a land.
You already played a land that turn. You already played the Coliseum.
Oh, I thought the Coliseum was already there. You're right.
It.
Okay.
Adam Kai gets his 3rd land. He's got a Swords. He has a Mother of Runes. 1 green, this is a noble? Yes, it is a noble. 1 white.
Another green.
Another green, another noble.
Another noble. These Thalias are 4 power in the red zone by themselves.
Adam's pen refusing to work. Not letting him take the 1 damage from Horizon Canopy. And he's going to come in for 4.
All right, Bryan's got 5 turns. 1.
5 turns to mount an effective offensive.
And
now, he has 2 options here. So when he dredges, upkeep, he could put Icarid into play. Mm-hmm. That will attack for 3. It does remove one of the, it could remove the Angel, I guess. But he's not putting it. Okay, so he's not putting Icarid in yet. He's at least 1 more bridge for Icarid's any good.
And we see City, Faithless Looting, Careful Study, and Cabal Therapy there off of that dredge.
Yep.
Bryan appears, he may have a land. There's a Cephalid Coliseum.
Yet another.
And taps it for a blue.
This cannot be a Careful Study. It's, what is he going to, he's going to flashback a, 1 blue for Lion's Eye Diamond.
That's interesting. 1 blue for a Lion's Eye Diamond, and he takes a point of damage there, right?
He does. Next turn we'll be able to sack that and get a Fatal Looting. So he is, blood, sweat, and tears on this one. He's trying his best. What did Adam Kai draw?
Didn't quite see.
Looks like he's in the Mother Rune. Oh, he has the Mother Runes. Still has that one. What he has to hope to draw here is a Scavenging Ooze. Or, you know, another Surgical on Bridges would be pretty backbreaking.
All right, Thalia in for 4.
Bryan down to 11. Adam Kai. 3, 4. I imagine this is a Green Sun Zenith.
It is a Green Sun Zenith for 3. For 2.
For 2.
That looked like
oh,
you said.
because the Thalia, yeah. Goes for 2. Gonna get a Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah. I thought I was counting the Thalia as well, and I didn't do it. Yeah.
Right. Gonna get a Scavenging Ooze.
Scavenging Ooze or Gaddock Teague, do you think?
I think you gotta get Ooze here.
Okay.
I mean, the position you're in. You can remove. He only has 1 Dredger in his graveyard left. You get rid of that.
Ooze.
You know, he gets another counter. All of a sudden, he's attacking for more damage. Next turn, he can sort of empty out Bryan's graveyard, assuming that somehow this Lionside Diamond doesn't, you know, give him enough to actually win, which would be pretty hard. He'd have to sort of draw a land to actually go off.
He's taking a look what's here exactly. I believe he's taking the Thug, all right?
Taking the Dredger.
So there are no Dredgers in Bryan's graveyard right now. Ooze gets a little bigger.
Yep. Adam gains 1 and Ooze is countered. So this is kind of this is the turn where he has to, you know, Bryan has to do something here. Bryan has to, he's gonna have to pop this LED, I think. He's gonna have to draw well, draw a land, pop the LED, have this LED, discard you know, he's gonna discard at least 1 Dredger. Somehow hit like a Stink Cleanup up the second one and get the perfect 11 cards.
All right, here comes the Lion's Eye Diamond activation.
Yep, he'll have to
Gonna discard his hand.
use that, discard his hand.
Thinking about it.
It's a bad situation for him. Yep, taps it, sacks it, discards his hand.
See, Narcomoeba, Breakthrough, and Thug.
That's rough.
Yeah, so
oh, he's actually not Faithful Saluting. He is
he's using
Cephalid Coliseum.
Cephalid Coliseum, yeah.
So he'll have 2 mana floating.
So and draws 2.
Yep, only hits 1 Dredger.
Discards
So
3.
got an Elishnorn, but you know he just needed the perfect cards there.
Yeah, and he didn't get them. So Adam's going to be able to surgically extract without surgical extraction. Precisely extract.
He's like, get these 2 Dredgers. Get out those 2.
So 1, 2.
And then
That should be a 5-power Ooze then?
I believe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a 5-power Ooze. A 5-power Ooze that attacks for 7.
Yeah. He can make it bigger by getting those Narcomoebas if he wants. No? Okay.
Yep. He could.
There's no real reason to. I'm just.
You get the Icrid before you get the Narcomoebas anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Icrid was even in there.
But you know, yeah. I think you just sort of leave it as is. You can. I don't know if he has anything else to do. I guess he's just getting 2 more.
Interesting that he decided to attack with Thalia, since it just represents just the same as if he were to just attack with the Ooze. He takes the. Did he take Faithless Looting, and was there another Faithless Looting? 2 of
I
those?
believe there are 2 of those.
Okay, so now those have been
Yeah,
exiled.
so Bryan, top card of his deck. Is it a free Emrakul? Free Emrakul not even enough here.
He needs like a free Wrath of God.
He does need a free Wrath of God. Actually, a -1 Wrath of God, I think. And Bryan extends the hand, so Adam Guy with Maverick winning the game and presumably going to be in top 8.
Yeah, I think he's top 8'd. I mean, I believe this was a win and in match.